Okay, so very good to see all of you again, and to know that you're all healthy and well and practicing. And I sure wish I could be there with you, or you could be here with me, but here we are in the middle of a world pandemic, and we just have to deal with it, don't we? So please take care, and when you go out, wear a mask and wash your hands a lot and keep social distancing. Do it not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit of everybody else around you, so that we can all get through this, and then we can emerge and be healthy and happy. Okay. So let's start with a little bit of meditation, calm our mind, and prepare to listen to a Dharma talk. So if you sit up straight, and your hands in your lap, the right on the left, the thumbs are touching.
Venerable, sorry for interrupting. Maybe you can give the opportunity for Hendralim to translate what you just said. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I was just going to stop and ask.
Dear Venerable, so happy to see you. Thank you
Same
for
here,
joining with us today. Baik teman-teman, selamat datang di sesi Dharma Talk bersama Venerable Thubten Chodron. Beliau bersyukur kita semua dalam keadaan sehat dan bahagia. Dan kita sedang berada di tengah-tengah pandemik. Bila tidak, tentu beliau bisa hadir bersama kita di sini, atau kita yang ke sana. Dan beliau juga mengingatkan agar kita mengikuti protokol kesehatan, cuci tangan, pakai masker, semata-mata bukan untuk diri kita saja, tapi juga untuk orang banyak. Baiklah, kita akan mulai sesi ceramah Dharma kita pada hari ini dengan melakukan meditasi singkat. Silakan duduk dengan posisi yang nyaman. Yes, Venerable.
Okay. So breathe normally and naturally.
Bernafaslah dengan normal dan alami.
Place your attention either at your belly and watch the rise and fall of your belly as you inhale and exhale.
Arahkan perhatian ke dinding perut. Perhatikan naik dan turunnya perut saat Anda bernafas masuk dan bernafas keluar.
Or alternatively, focus here at your upper lip and your nostrils and watch the sensation of the breath as it goes in and out.
Atau kita juga bisa memperhatikan daerah di atas bibir, daerah di satu ruang kecil di bibir atas kita, di mana kita bisa merasakan arah angin yang masuk melalui lubang hidung.
So watch your breath for a couple of minutes. If you get distracted by a sound or a physical sensation or a thought, just notice it, but bring your attention back home to the breath.
Perhatikan nafas. Bila Anda terganggu, perhatian Anda terganggu karena suara, pemikiran, dan lain sebagainya, kembali saja ke nafas. Kembali ke memperhatikan nafas.
And before we begin, let's take a moment and cultivate our motivation.
Sebelum kita mulai, sejenak kita tumbuhkan motivasi kita.
So what was the Buddha's motivation for teaching the Dharma? What was it that moved him to teach us?
Apa motivasi Buddha mengajarkan Dharma? Apa yang menggerakkan Buddha untuk mengajarkan kita?
It was his compassion, his wish that all of us be free from all forms of suffering, unhappiness, and so on.
Tentu itu adalah karena welas asih Buddha, semata-mata agar kita semua bebas dari duka dan mencapai kebahagiaan.
And they say that the Buddha has more compassion for us than we have for ourselves.
Dikatakan Buddha itu punya welas asih yang lebih besar kepada kita dibandingkan welas asih kita kepada diri kita sendiri.
So if the Buddha has that kind of fervent compassion for all living beings, and we want to be like the Buddha, then we should try and develop very strong compassion for other living beings.
Dan Buddha memiliki welas asih yang seperti itu, yang sekuat itu. Kita berusahalah untuk memiliki welas asih sekuat Buddha.
And to do that, we have to recall the kindness of other living beings, how our whole life depends on their efforts and kindness.
Untuk mampu melakukan itu, kita harus mengingat kebaikan semua makhluk yang telah berjasa kepada kita, karena hidup kita sepenuhnya bergantung kepada mereka.
And how they have so many unsatisfactory and unpleasant experiences. And yet they just want happiness and not suffering, just like we do.
Dan mereka juga punya semua ketidaknyamanan, semua kesusahan. Dan mereka ingin bebas dari duka, sama seperti kita.
So take a moment and generate compassion for others, wanting them to have happiness and to be free of misery.
Sejenak, mari kita kembangkan welas asih. Kembangkan niat baik, agar mereka bebas dari kesusahan dan mencapai kebahagiaan.
And may this compassion generate in us the wish to attain full awakening, so we can be of great benefit to other living beings, just like all the Buddhas are. So generate that bodhicitta motivation.
Dan kita tumbuh kembangkan niat itu menjadi aspirasi agar kita mampu mencapai pembebasan kebudaan demi menolong dan membebaskan semua makhluk dari duka. Kita tumbuhkan aspirasi bodhicitta.
And then open your eyes and come out of your meditation.
Silakan Anda bisa membuka mata dan perlahan keluar dari meditasi Anda.
Now I know some of you are shy and so you don't have your cameras on, but I would like to see you. It helps me to see the people I'm talking to. So
Yeah.
please turn your cameras on.
Saya tahu sebagian dari Anda merasa malu sehingga Anda menutup video ya. Jadi videonya dimatikan. Tapi saya sangat senang jika saya bisa melihat orang-orang yang saya ajak bicara. Jadi silakan Anda nyalakan video Anda. Ya. Jadi kameranya di-on-kan ya teman-teman.
It's very good to see all of you. And it's very good to see the children there too.
Senang sekali melihat semua dan ada anak-anak juga.
And even one dog.
Ada juga satu ekor anjing.
So if my cat wakes up and walks across the screen, you may see her too.
Oke, jika kucing saya lewat, lalu bangun, kemudian melewati altar, mungkin Anda akan lihat kucing saya juga.
So we're all part of one vast, big community.
Ya, kita semua adalah bagian dari sebuah komunitas yang sangat besar.
So today we're talking about how to be a 21st century Buddhist,
Oke,
which
hari ini
is... Go ahead.
Hari ini kita akan membahas bagaimana menjadi seorang Buddhis di abad 21.
So this is something that His Holiness the Dalai Lama speaks about a lot.
Oke, hal ini sering sekali disampaikan oleh Yang Mulia Dalai Lama.
Because we come from a long tradition, 2,600 years of the Buddha's teaching. And yet we live in a very different kind of social environment now.
Ya, karena ajaran Buddha usianya sudah 2.600 tahun, dan saat ini kita hidup di kondisi lingkungan sosial yang berbeda.
At the Buddha's time, you couldn't have a Dharma talk over Zoom.
Di zaman Buddha, kita nggak bisa dengar ceramah Dharma melalui Zoom.
But you also then didn't have everybody distracted by all their digital things.
Dan di saat yang bersamaan, di zaman itu, orang-orang juga tidak terganggu oleh gadget-gadget ya, atau hal-hal digital.
So when the Buddha spoke, everybody listened. They didn't start playing with their phone while the Buddha was giving a teaching.
Dan orang-orang di zaman itu, di zaman kehidupan Buddha tuh tidak sibuk main handphone ketika Buddha sedang mengajarkan Dharma.
So the situation has changed, but our human mind, in terms of being overwhelmed by ignorance, anger, and clinging attachment, that is the same.
Zaman berubah, tapi kondisi pikiran kita tidak berubah. Jadi pikiran kita masih dikuasai oleh ketidaktahuan, oleh kemarahan, keserakahan, dan lain sebagainya. Itu masih tetap sama.
And we have the same potential as the people who lived at the time of the Buddha. But we also have the same wrong views. And sometimes I think maybe we even have more wrong views now because we have more technology and science and so forth to generate wrong views about.
Nah, kita punya potensi untuk menjadi Buddha, sama seperti orang-orang di kehidupan Buddha. Demikian juga dengan pandangan salahnya. Dan saya merasa bahwa pandangan salah kita di zaman ini malah sebenarnya semakin besar karena kita ada begitu banyak teknologi yang bisa membuat kita jadi punya pandangan yang keliru.
So what are some of the things that we have to really look at now in order to be 21st century Buddhists and practice the Dharma purely, spread it without distorting it, and yet still function in the society we live in.
Oke, jadi kita harus mencari cara supaya kita dapat mempelajari Buddha Dharma, mempraktekannya, terus menyebarkannya tanpa ada gangguan, sekaligus berfungsi sebagai manusia di komunitas atau di lingkungan tempat kita hidup.
Well, one of the first things I think is we need to learn about other Buddhist traditions.
Nah, salah satunya adalah kita harus belajar tentang tradisi Buddhis yang lain.
And this is something that I've always admired very much about Ekayana. Yeah, is that you have monastics from all the Buddhist traditions. You have lay followers who come from the Buddhist traditions, and you learn about each other's traditions and practice together.
Tradisi Buddhis yang dimaksud di sini adalah mungkin berbagai jenis tradisi dalam agama. Tradisi Buddhis yang dimaksud di sini adalah berbagai tradisi Buddhis yang ada sekarang. Nah, dan saya sangat mengagumi Ekayana karena di Ekayana itu ada monastik dari berbagai tradisi, juga rumah tangga, dan kita sama-sama belajar dan mempraktekkan tradisi kita.
Yeah. And you know, in ancient times, there wasn't much communication between different groups. In fact, that's how we got different Buddhist traditions, is people spread in different places and they couldn't communicate with each other. So, you know, each one emphasized different practices. But now we can have more communication with each other. And it's very important that we do.
Jadi dulu zaman dulu itu kita tidak punya komunikasi seperti zaman sekarang. Jadi ajaran Buddha itu menyebar ke berbagai penjuru dan masing-masing tradisi disebarkan, diajarkan, dan ada penekanannya. Nah, dibandingkan dengan sekarang, ketika kita sudah lebih mampu berkomunikasi, maka interaksinya itu jadi lebih mudah. Dan komunikasi ini juga harus kita kembangkan.
Because if we know about each other's traditions and practice together, then when things happen in the world, we can speak as one big Buddhist community.
Oke. Jadi manfaatnya kita belajar dari masing-masing tradisi atau dari tradisi yang berbeda adalah ketika ada satu isu, ada satu masalah, maka kita dapat membahas isu tersebut dalam bingkai satu keluarga besar agama Buddha.
So you may remember a few years ago when the Taliban blew up these centuries-old huge statues in Bamyan, Afghanistan?
Nah, Anda masih ingat beberapa tahun lalu Taliban itu menghancurkan satu rupang Buddha yang besar di Afghanistan.
So if we can speak as one Buddhist community, when something like that happens, we can all stand together and say, no, this is wrong. Please do not do this.
Nah, bila kita dapat berdiri dan menyuarakan pendapat sebagai satu komunitas Buddhis, kita dapat mengatakan, jangan lakukan itu sesuatu yang salah.
Or when we have a situation like what is going on in Myanmar with the Rohingya people being persecuted, again, we can speak in one voice to our brothers and sisters in Myanmar and say, you know, your behavior is not according to the Buddhist principles. Please, you know, cherish the other people who live in your country.
Dan juga dengan isu Myanmar, isu Rohingya. Kalau kita bersatu, kita punya satu suara dan menyampaikan, ya, tolong itu jangan seperti itu. Kamu harus menghargai kehidupan orang lain. Karena yang dilakukan itu bertentangan dengan prinsip-prinsip dalam agama Buddha.
And similarly, as a planet now, we face climate change and what could happen because of that. So again, if we can speak as one Buddhist community and encourage all the Buddhists in the world together to prevent pollution, to not use more than our fair share of the world's resources. You know, to do this together as all Buddhists, then our voice can be very powerful and it can influence other people as well.
Ya, hal yang sama juga berlaku tentang isu pemanasan global. Bila kita sebagai Buddhis jadi satu komunitas dunia, kita dapat berbagi tentang cara-cara untuk mengatasi pemanasan global. Kita bisa mengkampanyekan menggunakan sumber daya energi sesuai dengan kapasitas kita. Jadi kita bisa punya satu suara yang dapat mempengaruhi orang banyak secara global.
Now, some of you may be saying, wait a minute, what is she talking about? We're Buddhists. Shouldn't we be meditating, praying, chanting mantra? Why is she talking about climate change and oppression of people in Burma and what the Taliban is doing? Shouldn't she just be blissful in her meditation?
Biksuni ini ngomong apa sih? Dia tuh ngoceh apaan sih? Kita ini kan Buddhis. Buddhis itu kerjanya meditasi, sembahyang, baca mantra, puja. Ini kok ngomongin apa sih pemanasan global lah, perang lah, opresi lah. Bukannya kita tuh Buddhis tuh harusnya duduk meditasi, menikmati semua kedamaian kita.
Yeah. And we're Buddhist lay followers. Shouldn't we be doing chanting? Why are we thinking of all these things in society? Ooh.
Kita nih Buddhis, ngapain sih mikirin semua urusan yang ada di masyarakat? Ini kerja kita tuh sembahyang aja, baca mantra aja, chanting aja.
Because our spiritual practice, our Dharma practice, has to affect every aspect of our life.
Mengapa? Karena praktek Dharma kita itu harus memengaruhi semua aspek kehidupan.
Dharma is not just what we do on Sunday morning, going to the temple, bowing, offering flowers. Yeah, it's not just that.
Dharma itu datang ke wihara tiap minggu pagi, kasih persembahan bunga, namaskara, enggak, bukan cuma itu.
Okay. And Dharma isn't just sitting there, you know, with our prayer beads, chanting Om Mani Padme Hum or Namo Amitofo or Namo Tassa Bhagavato. You know, it's not just that.
Ya, Dharma itu bukan cuma duduk aja, terus kita pegang tasbih, baca Om Mani Padme Hum, baca Namo Amitofo, baca Namo Tassa Bhagavato, dan lain-lain. Enggak, Dharma itu bukan semata-mata itu saja.
Yeah. Why did the Buddha get enlightened? Because of compassion for sentient beings. Why does he teach us? Because he cares about sentient beings being happy or miserable. So if we are followers of the Buddha, we should care about these things too, and we should speak about them and do things that steer people towards happiness and help solve the problems that we have in the world.
Nah, kita harusnya itu meniru sikap Buddha. Mengapa beliau mencapai penggugahan? Mengapa mengajarkan Dharma? Semata-mata karena welas asih kepada dunia, peduli kepada kebahagiaan dan duka orang lain. Nah, itu yang harus kita lakukan. Bagaimana kita menyuarakan, bagaimana kita bertindak, berperilaku, melakukan hal-hal untuk kebaikan orang banyak dan dunia.
Now you may say, but it's the middle of the pandemic and I'm sitting here at home and I can't do anything. How can I benefit other living beings?
Lalu kita kan lagi pandemik, saya di rumah aja. Gimana caranya saya mampu untuk memberikan manfaat untuk semua makhluk?
Are you all on lockdown where you can't go out and walk around in the city? Yeah.
Semuanya kena lockdown, nggak bisa jalan-jalan di kota.
Is that your situation in Indonesia? Because that's how we're practicing here at the monastery. We don't go out at all. And yet,
Dan apakah benar-benar nggak bisa keluar sama sekali? Nah, kalau kami di biara, ya seperti itu. Kami sama sekali tidak keluar. Tetapi,
okay, but yet we are very active and doing things, even though we're sitting here.
kami tetap aktif meskipun kami duduk di sini, berada di sini saja.
Yeah. So we do things online. And for example, you know, like I did at the beginning with you, encouraging people to keep social distancing, to wear masks, to wash your hands a lot, all these kinds of things. Because I don't know in Indonesia, but in my country, many people don't want to do these things. And yet they're for their own protection. So we try and remind them again and again.
Ya, jadi apa yang mereka lakukan di sana adalah mereka mengkampanyekan protokol hidup sehat ya. Jadi seperti yang tadi Venerable sudah sampaikan di awal khotbah, beliau itu mengingatkan kita untuk menggunakan masker, cuci tangan, jaga jarak. Nah, beliau tidak tahu kondisi kita di Indonesia, tapi di sana orang-orang itu malas melakukan hal tersebut. Gitu. Jadi beliau harus mengingatkannya berkali-kali, mengingatkannya berkali-kali.
And many people too are suffering from depression, having to stay home, especially the people living in very crowded cities where they can't go out. And people are worried and the economy is completely poof. And so we try and talk about the Dharma and give people Dharma methods, ways to think, so that they can have a happy, healthy mind in spite of living in the middle of a worldly pandemic.
Ya, dan kami juga memberikan bantuan kepada orang-orang yang mengalami depresi, orang-orang yang tinggal di kota besar, kota yang ramai, dan mereka tidak dapat kemana-mana. Jadi kita memberikan ajaran-ajaran Dharma untuk membantu mereka mempunyai pikiran yang sehat dan baik ya untuk mengatasi kondisi pandemik ini.
Okay. So one thing important to do as a 21st century Buddhist, help people given what is happening in society at this moment.
Ya, satu hal yang dapat kita lakukan sebagai seorang Buddhis di abad 21 adalah menolong orang-orang, memberikan apa yang dapat kita bantu kepada mereka.
Another is to understand the different Buddhist traditions so that we can really interrelate and help each other and learn from each other.
Yang lain adalah kita belajar dari tradisi lain sehingga kita bisa dapat saling terkoneksi, saling belajar, dan saling membantu.
So Budi and Taruna, I think you translated Buddhism, One Teacher, Many Traditions, and you published it?
Yes,
Ya,
already.
It is translated and it is published.
Fantastic. Hooray. Very good. Because that book is really one that will help everybody if you read it to understand the about the different Buddhist traditions and to help you see the similarities and also how they build on each other and also in some circumstances where they have some differences.
Jadi bagus sekali buku itu sangat membantu kita untuk mempelajari agama Buddha dari berbagai tradisi yang berbeda. Anda akan tahu bagaimana tradisi-tradisi itu terbangun, lalu Anda juga dapat mempelajari persamaan-persamaannya dan juga perbedaan-perbedaan yang ada.
Okay. So this brings me to another point of a 21st century Buddhist. We need
Oke.
to learn. We need to study. We need to
Dan
listen to teachings.
poin berikutnya tentang menjadi Buddhis di abad 21 adalah kita perlu untuk belajar, perlu untuk mendengar.
And whether we do this or not will influence whether the Dharma is able to remain and be sustained in the world.
Jadi ini sangat berpengaruh kepada kelangsungan Dharma. Jadi apakah Dharma akan tetap ada di dunia atau tidak bergantung kepada kita mempelajarinya atau tidak.
Because if we don't study and we don't learn, then what is the Dharma? Then is the Dharma just chanting? Is it just bowing? Is it just doing external rituals? None of that is the real meaning of the Buddha's teaching.
Bila kita tidak mempelajarinya, maka apa itu Dharma? Karena sesungguhnya cuman doa, cuman sujud itu bukan esensi sejati dari ajaran Buddha.
So all the rituals are wonderful, they're inspiring. We create a lot of merit from them, but it's essential that we really learn what the Buddha taught and think about it deeply, understand it well, and then practice it.
Ya, karena puja atau sembahyang itu tuh ya memang oke lah ya, tapi itu bukan satu esensi dari ajaran Buddha karena sesungguhnya ajaran Buddha itu harus kita pelajari, harus kita renungkan, harus kita praktekkan dan kita realisasi.
Otherwise, just our mouth is Buddhist because all we do is chant and say prayers, but all of us has to be a Buddhist.
Jadi kita jangan jadi Buddhis bibir doang ya, artinya cuma baca doa gitu. Bahkan sesungguhnya seluruh tubuh kita itu harus jadi Buddhis.
So we need to study the sutras, and study the great Indian commentaries and treatises.
Anda perlu baca sutra, Anda perlu baca komentar-komentar dari India.
And we need to study the Chinese commentaries and the Tibetan commentaries and the Sri Lankan and Thai and Burmese commentaries.
Dan belajar komentar-komentar dari Tibet, dari Sri Lanka, dari Thailand, dari Cina, semua komentar.
Yeah. Because sometimes the sutras are we need to unpack them and there's so much deep meaning in them. And the commentaries really help us to understand. So it's important that we study those.
Dan kenapa kita perlu juga baca kitab-kitab komentar? Karena terkadang isi sutra itu sangat mendalam dan perlu kita buka, kita bongkar. Nah, untuk itulah kita memerlukan bantuan dari kitab komentar.
And it's important that we also request teachings from our teachers, because our teachers can then explain the meaning of the commentaries and the sutras, and our teachers can tell us how to practice these things.
Nah, kita juga bisa meminta guru kita untuk mengajar, dia mampu untuk menjelaskan komentar dan menjelaskan makna dari ajaran-ajaran tersebut.
And then when we request our teachers to teach, we need to go to the teachings.
Dan kalau kita merequest gurunya untuk mengajar, kita perlu pergi ke tempat guru tersebut mengajar.
Yeah, don't be the kind of student that says, "Oh, please, my teacher teach me." And then when your teacher teaches to the whole group, you don't show up.
Nah, jadi tolong jangan sampai Anda bilang guru saya mengajar, tapi ketika dia ngajar kamu nggak datang.
Have you ever done that?
Anda pernah seperti itu? Halo, siapa yang pernah seperti itu? Ada?
So our life, our lifespan is not very long. And while we have the chance to really learn the Buddha's teachings, we need to put some effort into that.
Masa hidup kita ini nggak panjang, maka kita harus mengusahakan untuk dapat mempelajari ajaran Buddha.
Now you're going to say, oh, yes, that makes sense. But I love when people say yes, but, and then tell me why they can't do it.
Betul sih, tapi saya suka nih kalau orang ngomong iya, tapi.
You don't understand. I have to go to work and I have to do my family. And then I have my social life and parties and family dinners and things to go to. I have a very busy life. I'll study Buddha's teachings later.
Ya, kamu nggak tahu sih, Venerable tidak tahu betapa sibuknya saya. Saya tuh harus kerja, ngurusin keluarga, saya mesti nongkrong, saya punya kehidupan sosial. Saya harus macam-macam deh ya, dengan 1001 alasan kita. Belajar ajaran Buddha, nanti aja.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah? Are you going to die someday?
Oke, saya mau tanya ya, suatu hari kamu ini bakalan meninggal nggak? Yes.
And get reborn?
Dan dapat lahir kembali?
Yeah. Do you know when you're going to die?
Kamu tahu nggak kamu kapan akan meninggal?
When you die, what is more important to you? Having some knowledge of the Buddha's teachings, having done some practice and purified and accumulated merit? What's more important, that or how much money you've made in your career?
Nah, jadi ketika nanti kamu meninggal, mana yang lebih penting nih? Ya, kamu punya pikiran yang baik atau kumpulan-kumpulan kebajikan kamu, atau seluruh uang yang telah kamu kumpulkan dari karir kamu. Mana
when we die, our money can't come with us. Our social status can't come with us.
Ketika kita meninggal, uang kita nggak bisa ikut kita. Follower kita nggak bisa ikut kita. Status sosial kita nggak ikut kita.
Our big car can't come with us.
Mobil kita yang besar itu tuh nggak bisa ikut kita.
But driving a big car in Jakarta is almost impossible anyway.
Nyetir mobil gede di Jakarta juga susah ya.
Yeah, you basically just park it on the highway, don't you?
Jadi di Jakarta itu kita bukan nyetir ya, artinya saking macetnya itu mobil itu kita kan cuma parkir doang di jalan tol.
Yeah. So, what is really of more value in our life is knowing the Buddha's teachings and then integrating them in our own heart, really applying them to our life.
Jadi yang paling penting itu sebenarnya adalah menerapkan ajaran Buddha dalam kehidupan kita sehari-hari.
Yeah. So then, if we do that, then when we get angry, we know how to calm ourselves down. When we get very full of attachment and desire and greediness, we know how to calm ourselves down.
Manfaatnya apa ketika kita punya kemarahan atau ketika kita punya keserakahan yang begitu besar? Kita tahu caranya untuk melemahkannya.
When we get discouraged, if we get depressed, we know how to get ourselves back into a good mood again.
saat kita depresi ya, saat kita lagi nggak ada semangat, kita tahu bagaimana cara supaya kita bisa memunculkan mood kita lagi.
Yeah, because the Buddhist teachings are very practical. Yeah, they talk about our mind, and if we know them, then just in our everyday life, they can help us so much.
Karena ajaran Buddha itu sangat praktik. Jadi berhubungan dengan pikiran kita. Sehingga kalau kita tahu caranya, kita dapat bisa menerapkannya dalam kehidupan kita sehari-hari.
Okay. So that's another thing for 21st century Buddhists. Yeah,
Oke,
study and practice.
satu hal lagi dalam upaya kita menjadi seorang Buddhis di abad 21, yaitu belajar dan berpraktik.
Then the next thing that I think is very important is in Buddhist centers, we need to have gender equality. So men and women need to be equal, not only in our temples and our centers, but also in homes, also in society in general.
Ya, satu lagi yang penting adalah kesetaraan gender, bukan hanya di wihara, tapi juga di masyarakat dan secara umumnya.
Because women have equal potential, equal intelligence with men, and it would be very beneficial if they had the opportunity to really use their qualities, an opportunity that was equal to those of men.
Karena perempuan juga punya kemampuan, punya intelektual, jadi akan sangat berguna jika mereka mendapatkan kesempatan yang sama dengan pria, sehingga mereka dapat mengembangkan kapasitas dan intelektualitas mereka.
Traditionally in Buddhism, more emphasis is put on the men, and the women work in the kitchen. But I think it's time for the men to work in the kitchen too.
Secara tradisional,
Women, don't you agree with me?
I couldn't agree more, Venerable. Ya, jadi secara tradisional biasanya laki-laki yang lebih dapat kesempatan dan para perempuan itu adanya di dapur. Saya pikir di abad ini laki-laki juga harus bekerja di dapur dan perempuan mendapatkan kesempatan untuk maju.
Because now in society, so many societies now are talking about gender equality, women's rights. And if Buddhism doesn't adapt to that value in society, then many people will just dismiss Buddhism as being old-fashioned or patriarchal, and that will be very harmful to those individuals as well as to the existence of the Dharma.
Jadi gini, saat ini kan isu atau masalah tentang kesetaraan gender ini kan sesuatu yang sudah umum. Nah, demikian juga maka agama Buddha itu juga harus bisa memberikan penekanan dan perhatian kepada hal ini. Bila tidak, maka orang-orang itu akan tidak menganggap agama Buddha. Sehingga hal ini tentu saja tidak baik ya untuk seseorang secara pribadi maupun untuk agama Buddha secara keseluruhan.
And at least where I live, this is something important not only for the women but for the men.
Ya, jadi khususnya di tempat saya tinggal, ini sesuatu yang penting, bukan hanya untuk perempuan, tapi juga untuk laki-laki.
And so if people walk into Buddhist centers and, if the women are told, you go sit in the back of the room, or if the monks and nuns are treated differently, and the monks are hosted in very beautiful rooms, and the nuns get some, side room that's usually a storage room or something. Many people are going to say, but Buddhism talks about equality, and Buddhism talks about respecting all sentient beings. Why aren't the women being treated the same way as the men?
The women are not treated, I think, right?
No, if we don't treat the men and women equally, people will notice that, And they'll say, why are you doing things this way?
Oke.
This is very old-fashioned. This is very biased. Yeah.
Oke, I
Are
got it.
you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, I got it. Oke.
Okay.
Jadi ini contohnya nyata, misalnya kalau orang masuk ke dalam wihara, kalau kita misalnya suruh perempuannya duduk di belakang dan yang laki-laki duduk depan, itu satu contoh diskriminasi. Kedua, tentang pelayanan kita kepada monastik. Misalnya, kalau para biku itu mendapatkan tempat yang lebih enak, kamarnya lebih nyaman. Sedangkan para biksuni ini dikasih kamar yang kelas 2 atau di belakang, bahkan kadang-kadang di gudang. Nah, hal-hal seperti ini kalau dilihat orang, maka orang akan bertanya, agama Buddha ini kan ceritanya mau kasih kesetaraan, equality. Tapi kok perlakuannya tuh seperti ini? Jadi tidak mencerminkan apa yang sesungguhnya telah diajarkan di dalam agama Buddha itu sendiri.
Because I think when women have equal access to study and practice opportunities, then they can really help the Buddhist community a lot by spreading the Dharma, counseling people. So all these jobs, should not just be the thing that men do. Women should do them as well.
Ya, jadi ketika perempuan diberikan kesempatan untuk bisa mempelajari Dharma, untuk bisa meningkatkan kapasitas diri mereka, mereka juga punya kemampuan untuk bisa dapat memberikan pelayanan, untuk memberikan ceramah Dharma, untuk memberikan konseling, seperti yang dilakukan oleh para biku. Jadi perempuan atau para bikuni itu juga punya kapasitas intelektual dan kemampuan yang sama.
Okay, is that clear?
Yes, very clear, Venerable.
Okay. Okay, so that's another important point.
Jadi itu poin penting lagi ya.
Okay, then also I think lay people need to really step up to the plate and study and do more serious practice.
Dan tentu saja perumah tangga juga perlu untuk lebih belajar secara serius dan berpraktik secara serius.
Because if we're going to interact with society and teach people good values, then the lay people are are ambassadors for Buddhism too, because you represent the Dharma like when you go to work, okay?
Ya, jadi gini, kita sebagai perumah tangga, kenapa kita perlu untuk belajar dan mempraktekannya dengan baik? Karena kita ini duta agama Buddha. Ketika kita pergi kerja di tempat kerja, kita tuh menjadi orang yang menunjukkan kualitas agama Buddha dengan hasil studi dan praktik kita.
Yeah, so you may work at a place where there's people who practice different religions, or if they're from different ethnic groups or whatever, and they may ask you, well, what do Buddhists believe? Or today is a Buddhist holiday. Why is it a holiday? So, we should know how to answer people's questions about the Dharma.
Nah, misalnya Anda di tempat kerja, pasti ada orang agama berbeda, suku yang berbeda. Bila mereka bertanya sesuatu kepada Anda, misalnya ini kan hari libur, hari raya agama Buddha. Ini hari raya apa? Dasarnya gitu. Jadi kita tuh sebagai seorang Buddhis harus mampu untuk memberikan jawaban untuk pertanyaan-pertanyaan seperti itu.
And sometimes too, when your colleagues, maybe they have a problem, you can talk to them about some of the Buddha's teachings, but you don't have to say the Buddha taught this. And you don't have to use any Pali or Sanskrit or Chinese words, because so much of the Buddha's teachings are common sense. And so you can help the people, in your company or your neighbors by sharing some of these very practical teachings with them.
Anda juga dapat menolong orang-orang yang sedang punya masalah dalam kehidupannya Dan ketika mereka bertanya kepada Anda dapat memberikan jawaban, memberikan nasihat, memberikan ajaran-ajaran Buddha, dan Anda tidak perlu mengatakan bahwa ini loh, ya kan, tanpa harus menggunakan bahasa Pali, Sanskerta, ataupun mengutip-ngutip berbagai referensi. Anda dapat menjawab dengan bahasa Anda, dapat membantu orang untuk menyelesaikan, mengatasi masalah-masalah yang mereka derita. Apakah itu di rumah, di tempat kerja, di masyarakat.
And then also, it's good if you can support the Sangha.
Dan juga untuk mendukung Sangha.
Yeah, so by Sangha, I mean the monastic communities.
Ya. Yang saya maksud dengan Sangha adalah komunitas monastik.
Because maintaining the Sangha is very important so that the Dharma can be passed down to future generations.
Karena merawat Sangha itu penting agar Dharma itu dapat diteruskan ke generasi berikutnya.
I have a friend who is a Chinese nun, and we have given Dharma talks together. And very often, the lay people will ask her during these talks, how can we support the Sangha?
Saya punya seorang kawan biksuni dan kami biksuni kami ceramah Dharma bersama dan ada pertanyaan dari umat, bagaimana rumah tangga dapat mendukung Sangha?
And she looks at them and she says, you can ordain and become a monk or a nun yourself.
Dan biksuni tersebut menjawab, kamu boleh ditabiskan dan kamu jadi biksu atau biksuni.
And then the people all go, oh, well, I didn't mean support the Sangha like that.
Lalu yang bertanya bilang, oh maksud saya bukan itu, bukan gitu caranya mendukung Sangha, bukan itu yang saya maksud.
But actually, that's the best way to support the Sangha. And
Namun,
so,
itu adalah cara terbaik untuk mendukung Sangha.
If you have interest in ordaining, explore that interest. Talk to your teacher about it.
Dan bila kamu punya niat untuk ditabiskan, kamu telusuri lebih jauh. Bicarakan dengan guru kamu.
Okay. And then also, support the Sangha like you usually do.
Dan juga dukunglah Sangha dengan cara-cara yang biasa Anda sudah lakukan.
Okay. I was very inspired. I can't remember, was it the first or second time when I was in Indonesia? You'll remember, Moming, when we had a retreat and some of the nuns from all over Indonesia came.
It was the first time. It was the first time, Venerable.
That was the first time?
It was the first time, yes.
Okay. And I remember that, and it was so inspiring to see all these young people interested in the Dharma and all of them coming together like that.
Ya, ini pengalaman pertama ya ketika kita mengundang Venerable Chodron pertama kali datang ke Indonesia itu kita mengadakan sebuah retret khusus untuk biksuni dari Sangha Agung Indonesia. Jadi semua monastik perempuan itu berkumpul dan retret bersama Venerable Chodron. Dan itu merupakan suatu momen yang sangat menyentuh dan menginspirasi karena mereka datang dari seluruh penjuru Indonesia waktu itu.
Yeah. And I've met many of the bhikshus also in Indonesia, and I've been very happy to meet them. Especially you have such good teachers at Ekayana.
Dan saya juga bertemu dengan banyak guru, banyak biksu di Indonesia, dan saya terinspirasi dengan mereka dan juga guru Anda di Ekayana.
Okay, so that's another thing for 21st century Buddhists. Yeah, this is going to keep you busy, huh?
Yes, very, very busy. Ya, itulah hal-hal lain yang dapat kita lakukan sebagai seorang Buddhis di abad 21.
Okay. And then climate change is another thing that as Buddhists we should pay attention to.
Ya, juga pemanasan global ini adalah satu hal yang kita sebagai seorang Buddhis itu harus perhatikan.
And I think especially as Indonesians, you have a special responsibility because burning your forests is a major source of carbon dioxide in the universe, in our atmosphere.
Ya, khususnya kita di Indonesia, seperti Anda ketahui, kita ada kebakaran dan hutan, dan itu menyumbang ya karbon dioksida yang sangat besar di atmosfer.
Yeah, and I've been in Singapore when they've been burning the forests in Indonesia, and in Singapore you can't even breathe. I can't imagine what it's like for you there when they're just burning the forest. So maybe you have some special voice. You can do something to try and stop that and reduce, the climate change.
Ya, waktu kebakaran hutan, di satu saat saya ada di Singapura dan asapnya itu kita ekspor ke Singapura, dan itu saya bahkan sulit sekali untuk bernafas di sana. Entah apa yang dirasakan di sini. Dan sebagai Buddhis kita juga harus bisa menyuarakan hal tersebut. Hentikanlah pembakaran hutan.
And when the forests are burned, there's so many sentient beings who die. And especially in Indonesia, you have many rare species of animals and it's important to protect them so they don't go extinct.
Dan kebakaran hutan juga itu menciptakan pembunuhan untuk banyak makhluk, penderitaan untuk banyak makhluk. Di Indonesia kita ada jenis semut yang langka, dan kita harus lakukan sesuatu agar hewan-hewan tersebut tidak punah.
So the evolutionary biologists say that the orangutans are one of the species that we human beings are close to. And you have many special kinds of orangutans in Indonesia.
Dan para ahli itu mengatakan bahwa kita banyak orang utan di Indonesia, dan manusia ini cukup dekat ya dengan orang utan.
So whatever you can do, in terms of not driving as much, not wasting materials, conserving things, that would be really good, and that benefits all of the beings on the planet.
Ya, ada hal-hal yang dapat kita lakukan, banyak hal yang dapat kita lakukan untuk bisa mengurangi pemanasan global demi banyak makhluk. Misalnya kurangi menyetir, kurangi menumpuk barang-barang yang tidak penting. Ada banyak hal yang dapat kita lakukan untuk planet ini dan semua makhluk.
And sometimes, I hate to say this, I think we Buddhists don't set a very good example about recycling and not using materials that can't be recycled.
Ya, dan saya sebenarnya tidak suka mengatakan ini, tapi umat Buddha itu adalah contoh yang buruk dalam menggunakan barang-barang yang tidak dapat didaur ulang.
So you go into a Buddhist temple and we drink our tea out of styrofoam cups, and we serve lunch on plastic plates, and we eat with plastic silverware. Yeah. And then we throw it all in the garbage and we expect it's just going to disappear somewhere. But it doesn't just disappear. It pollutes our environment.
Di wihara, ya, teh itu disajikan dengan gelas plastik, makan siang pakai piring plastik, pakai sendok plastik, dan ketika kita selesai makan, kita buang saja ke tong sampah, dan kita berharap kalau sampah-sampah itu bisa hilang begitu saja. Enggak seperti itu ya.
Okay, so there's many simple things we can do to conserve material, and for example, not driving as much, only driving when we really need to.
ada banyak hal loh yang dapat kita lakukan sebagai seorang Buddhis, yang misalnya kita hanya menyetir ketika kita benar-benar perlu.
Okay. So those are some ideas. We're living in the 21st century. We're 21st century Buddhists. So now we can get to work and we can help and support each other doing these things, and we can have a lot of fun doing it too.
Ya, nah inilah kita sebagai Buddhis di abad 21, itu adalah hal-hal yang dapat kita lakukan, dapat kita praktekkan, dan sambil melakukannya juga kita dapat bersenang-senang.
So now I want to open it up for questions.
Ya, baik. Sekarang kita tiba waktunya untuk pertanyaan. Venerable, I think you can just look at the chat room if you have somebody to help you with the chat room. If we have some question, I think in English and also in Bahasa.
Say that again.
In the chat room, we have some questions in English.
Okay.
I think one or two. Or shall we find someone? Okay, I'll find it. I'll find the question.
Yeah, Moming, I think it's better if you facilitate, especially
Okay.
if the questions need translation. Thank you.
Yes, I'm trying to find the chat.
It's at the bottom of your thing. It says chat.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Or people can, all of you who are out there, you can type something in right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a question from Barry. Please, Barry.
From what?
Barry, you can unmute.
Iya, ini. Oke.
Oke, Bapak Ibu sekalian yang ingin bertanya bisa meng-unmute masing-masing ya. Barusan admin sudah men-enable, bisa di-unmute masing-masing apabila ingin bertanya secara langsung.
Okay, good evening, Venerable Thubten. Can you hear me?
Barely. You need to speak louder.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Right now you can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wish you are in a good condition, also in a good health.
Thank you.
I have two questions to ask. The first one is, I would like to ask you about desire. Yes. Is desire can categorize as suffering?
If desire can what?
Can categorize as suffering?
As suffering.
Yes. Because as we can see, having something that we want, that means we are attached to that wish, or even more, we have a wish to accomplish that wish. And how to prevent this kind of desire?
Okay. So the desire for what? For material possessions?
I think it's like having some, yeah, we can categorize it at like having a material or in greedy or in knowledge, maybe.
Okay. Okay, do you want to say it in Bahasa Indonesian?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ya, langsung aja terjemahkan, tolong ya.
Oke. Jadi pertanyaannya itu, apakah memiliki sebuah keinginan itu dapat dikategorikan sebagai sebuah penderitaan? Karena memiliki sebuah keinginan itu berarti kita menginginkan sesuatu itu dapat tercapai dan kita terikat ke dalam keinginan tersebut. Dan bagaimana cara menghindari jenis keinginan yang seperti ini? Thank you.
Okay. So desire is based on exaggerating the good qualities of someone or something.
Oke, jadi keinginan itu didasarkan pada sifat melebih-lebihkan kualitas pada diri seseorang atau pada sesuatu.
and then wanting to hold on to it and not be separated from it.
Dan kita pengen menggenggamnya erat-erat dan kita tidak mau terpisah.
So the reason that desire is, or attachment, I prefer to call it attachment, is said to be an affliction, something to be abandoned on the path, is because it's an exaggerated state of mind. It exaggerates the good qualities of someone.
Ya, kemelekatan ini tuh merupakan sebuah rintangan ya bagi kualitas spiritual kita, karena kita jadi melekat atas dasar kita melebih-lebihkan kualitas sesuatu atau seseorang.
And when we have strong attachment, we can become very greedy. That can lead us to cheat other people, or lie about things, or do all sorts of quite negative actions to get what we want.
Dan ini akan jadi masalah tuh ketika kita itu jadi sangat serakah. Akibatnya kita akan melakukan apapun juga supaya kita mendapatkan yang kita mau.
Okay, so it's very important to distinguish between attachment and aspiration.
Oke. Jadi Anda harus dapat membedakan antara keterikatan dengan aspirasi.
And between attachment and wanting something.
Antara kemelekatan dengan menginginkan sesuatu.
Okay, because don't confuse them. Otherwise, we get really confused ourselves, and we think, "Oh, I'm hungry. I want to eat," and then we go, "Oh, that's attachment. I'm creating negative karma." No, you have a body, it gets hungry, you need to eat, that's fine. When you want to have the finest food and you want to prepare it in a certain way and you want your favorite food all the time when you want it, that's getting into attachment. But if you just need to eat, fine, no problem, eat. Okay,
Yes.
so wanting things is not the same as being attached to them.
Oke. Jadi kita harus mampu membedakan, ya, memahami perbedaan antara keinginan dengan kemelekatan. Kalau enggak nanti kita jadi salah nih, kita berpikir kalau misalnya gini, kita mau makan. Karena kita berpikir kita ingin makan, kita berpikir bahwa ini sebuah keinginan, ini sebuah bisa menciptakan karma buruk. Enggak, karena kita harus paham antara beda keinginan dengan keterikatan. Keinginan tuh simple, kalau kamu lapar, kamu mau makan. Tapi kamu pengen makanan yang jenis ini, harus disajikan dengan cara seperti ini. Dan setiap kali kamu makan, kamu tuh mau makanan kesukaan kamu tuh semuanya tersedia. Nah, itu yang baru namanya keterikatan. Jadi kita harus hati-hati ya, dapat membedakan antara keinginan dengan keterikatan.
Or if you get them confused, then you might think, I desire to become a Buddha. I aspire to become a Buddha. Oh no, that means I'm attached to the Dharma. I'm attached to Buddhahood. This is bad. This is wrong. No. We need to have virtuous aspirations. That's something we're trying to cultivate in our practice.
Jadi bila kamu beraspirasi untuk menjadi Buddha, terus kamu bilang, oh enggak, saya kan jadi terikat kepada Dharma, saya kan jadi terikat, ini sesuatu yang salah. Nah, pemikiran itu keliru ya, pemikiran bahwa beraspirasi menjadi Buddha itu adalah salah, pemikiran itu yang keliru. Kita harus punya aspirasi yang luhur, yang mulia, yang baik.
Okay, is that clear to you, Barry? The difference?
Barry udah jelas belum?
Okay. Then I wanted to reply also to the second part of his question. Oh, Moming, where are you?
I'm here, Venerable.
I don't see you.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, thank you. It's very clear. Thank you.
I'm here, Venerable.
Hello.
Okay,
Okay.
now I see.
Yes. The second question is, it's about the next in America, in US. Maybe this month you have Black Lives Matters. Is it right?
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to ask you about this. Why do we keep separating ourselves with all this label, with nation, language, religion, and ethnic? Also, in the Buddhist tradition, we have some kind of the different tradition. And how
Could
to
you speak a little slower? And
Oh,
I
okay.
can't hear you real well.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry. The question is, why do we keep separating ourselves with all these labels, with
Mhm.
nation, language, religion, and ethnics? And
Mhm.
also in Buddhist life, we have some different tradition and how to live together in all of these differences.
Okay, so you're kind of asking, why do we
Keep
separate
Yes,
ourselves out from other people
yes,
and
with that,
emphasize? Mhm.
yes, with that labels comes with that flag or nation or language maybe or ethnic, as we can see.
Yeah. Okay, so why do we make identities about these things?
Yes, and
And
also how
then,
to deal. Yes, and also
yeah,
how to deal with it.
okay. Yes, this is something actually I talk a lot about because it seems to me that right now people are becoming very, very attached to their identities, you know, either their national identity, religious identity, family or clan identity, a racial identity, ethnic identity, socioeconomic class identity, gender identity, all these kinds of things. People seem to just be thinking so much, I am this, and, and separating themselves out from other people. I see this happening a lot, and I wonder about it too, because it doesn't seem very healthy to me.
Yeah. Okay, Perry, you have to translate.
Oh, okay. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, just kidding, just kidding. Enggak, jangan. Jadi gini, teman-teman, Venerable Chodron juga menanyakan hal yang sama kepada dirinya. Artinya, kenapa hal ini terjadi? Kenapa manusia itu suka memisahkan dirinya dari dunia luarnya? Artinya dengan identitas dirinya sendiri. Tadi sudah dijelaskan berbagai jenis identitas, mulai dari gender, mulai dari status sosial, dan lain sebagainya. Jadi itu sebuah pertanyaan juga untuk beliau. Yes, Venerable, you can continue.
Okay. So yes, on the conventional level, there are different countries and different racial groups and all these things. And they do have their different cultures and different languages. And we can accept all of that. I think where we go wrong is when we say, this is my identity, this is who I am, and you need to respect me for who I am, and my group is the best one. This kind of thing. That's where I think we go wrong as human beings.
Jadi gini, memang secara eksternal kita berbeda ya, suku, bangsa, negara, bahasa, dan lain sebagainya. Yang keliru adalah kita mengidentifikasi diri kita itu dengan begitu kuat. Oh, ini suku saya, ini bangsa saya, ini identitas saya, dan saya adalah yang terbaik. Nah, itu pemikiran seperti itu yang salah, yang keliru.
Okay. And so the antidote to that is when the Buddha talks about emptiness or selflessness, to realize that these are all just conventional identities that we have for a short time in this life, they are not who we are.
Oke. Cara mengatasinya adalah kita kembali ke ajaran tentang sunya ya, tentang emptiness, kekosongan. Bahwa itu semua itu hanya sebuah kesepakatan semata. Itu sebutan-sebutan itu tuh hanya kesepakatan kita semata. Lalu itu juga nggak permanen, itu juga nggak abadi. Itu cuma sementara aja.
Okay, is that answering your question? Okay.
Yes, it's very clear, and thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Because, yeah, if we just look and say, oh, like you could say I'm an American. Now, is there something inside my body and mind that is American? That makes me attached to that flag, and so on. Actually, no. Why am I an American? Because I have a piece of paper that says passport from United States.
Ya,
That's
contohnya
what makes me American. That's all.
Ya. Jadi apa sih membuat saya orang Amerika? Itu sebenarnya cuma secari kertas. Itu pasport saya itu tulisannya Amerika Serikat. Tapi apakah ada nih di dalam tubuh saya atau pikiran saya itu yang disebut Amerika? Gitu.
Okay, so when we really look at these identities, they kind of fade away. We can't really find exactly who they are and what about us is supposed to be them.
Ya, jadi kalau kita perhatikan secara lebih mendalam, mendetail tentang identitas ini tuh sesungguhnya nggak ada tuh dalam diri kita yang dapat kita sebut. Oh, kita adalah itu, kita adalah mereka.
And you mentioned Black Lives Matter. This is precisely why those people are speaking up, is because many people in society, just by the color of the skin, are judging people, putting them in a category, and then thinking that they know everything about those people when they don't.
Oke. Tentang Black Lives Matter itu karena ada orang-orang tuh yang menilai seseorang tuh hanya berdasarkan warna kulit. Jadi ketika mereka melihat warna kulit seseorang, mereka pikir mereka tahu segalanya tentang orang itu. Padahal sebenarnya enggak.
Okay.
Ya, udah? Oke?
Okay, thank you.
Oke.
Okay, Venerable, maybe we can run through the chat room first because there are so many questions in our Zoom chat room already. Maybe I will read. Komen tolong terjemahin nanti ya.
Ya, enggak, kamu pilih aja atau yang kamu pilih aja.
Oke, dari yang paling pertama sih, dari Pak Hasan Ani, pertanyaannya, kekecewaan atau penderitaan itu akan muncul ketika kenyataan tidak sesuai harapan. Bagaimana mengidentifikasi keinginan kita yang berlebihan? Itu pertanyaannya kok.
Okay, Venerable, it's about disappointment and suffering. It usually will happen when our wish do not meet the reality. So how is it? How can we identify if we have exaggerate wish?
That we have what kind of wish?
We have a wish that keinginan yang berlebihan. We have exaggeration. Yeah, unrealistic wish. That's right. I think that's
okay. Okay. Yeah, this happens a lot. We want different things. We think things should be a certain way, and then they aren't. And then we're disappointed, or we're sad, or we get upset. And part of our mind is very attached to things being the way we want. And so we complain.
Jadi pikiran kita itu tuh suka melekat kepada hal-hal yang kita inginkan, hal-hal yang sesungguhnya itu berlebihan, tidak mungkin, dan ketika itu tidak tercapai, kita akhirnya mengeluh.
Okay, but the thing is, what we want and what is reality in that moment are not matching. And
Ya.
reality always wins.
Oke, jadi kenyataan dan keinginan itu sering tidak sama, dan kenyataan itu selalu menang.
So we can say, oh, but the world should be like this, and this should happen, and it's not fair, and I want this to change and that to change. And, you know, we can complain all we want, but the causes and conditions have come together and have ripened to make things what they are at this present moment.
Dan
And
kita
we have to accept it.
dan kita tuh sering banget bilang, aduh nggak sesuai dengan yang kita mau, aku maunya ini, aku maunya itu, dan nggak ada. Dan karena sebab dan kondisinya itu sudah terbentuk, kenyataannya sudah terjadi, dan inilah hasilnya, dan yang hanya dapat kita lakukan adalah kita terima kenyataan itu.
Then the question comes, how to get our mind to accept what the reality is.
Dan muncul satu pertanyaan, bagaimana kita dapat memiliki pikiran yang mampu menerima kenyataan tersebut?
And how to get over the disappointment or the being upset.
Dan bagaimana menyingkirkan kekecewaan ini.
So one thing that I do is I tell myself, oh, I have my idea about the way things should be, and they aren't that way. But maybe my idea is not so good, and maybe it's limited. And maybe if I open my mind, you know, to what is actually happening, I might learn something that otherwise I wouldn't have learned.
Oke, jadi yang saya lakukan adalah saya menerima kenyataan bahwa ide saya tidak tercapai, dan kenyataan ini, kejadian ini mungkin sesuatu yang lebih baik, dan saya bisa belajar sesuatu dari ini, dan saya membiarkan hati dan pikiran saya terbuka.
Yeah. And I say, you know, I hope I'm wrong. Can you imagine saying that? I hope I'm wrong. But, you know, maybe somebody else's idea is better than mine. And things, you know, people decided to do it according to that person's idea. And let's try it. Let's have an adventure and see, you know, how these things turn out.
Dan saya bilang, saya salah. Mungkin saya salah. Anda mungkin heran, kenapa saya bisa ngomong ini? Karena ini akan membantu saya untuk jadi menerima pendapat orang lain dan ide orang lain, dan mencoba ide-ide tersebut, dan mari kita lihat apakah ide itu dapat berjalan dengan baik.
Okay. When I was a little girl, sometimes my parents wanted me to go do something or join something, and I didn't want it to do it. And I would go, I don't want to do it. I don't like doing this.
Waktu saya kecil, orang tua saya mau saya melakukan ini. Terus saya bilang, saya nggak mau, saya nggak suka, saya nggak mau, pokoknya nggak mau. Gitu.
And my parents would say, go anyway, you'll like it. And I'd go, no, I won't.
Dan orang tua saya bilang, udah kamu pergi aja kemana yang kamu suka. Lalu saya jawab, enggak, saya nggak mau.
Yeah, but they made me go.
Tapi
And many times I had a really good time. And I learned things that were new. And I came back home quite happy that I had gone.
Dan akhirnya saya juga pergi karena orang tua saya. Dan di situ saya mendapatkan satu pelajaran, dan saya akhirnya merasa beruntung bahwa saya sudah pergi ke tempat yang orang tua saya minta.
Yeah. So try and be open-minded.
Cobalah untuk bersikap terbuka, ya, berpikiran terbuka.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, Venerable. There's next question from Ria. Maybe she's already read dealing with anxiety. So, how do we deal with our minds when we become very self-centered and anxious? It is important to learn to laugh at ourselves. Thank you very much. Bahasa Indonesianya, bagaimana caranya ketika menghadapi hal yang sama? Apa ada pengalaman Venerable lainnya? Oh, ini mungkin saya baca dari awal dulu ya. Jadi, The Path to Happiness, Jalan Menuju Kebahagiaan. Ini buku yang sudah dibaca. Di bab Dealing with Anxiety, menghadapi kegalauan, Venerable berbicara tentang penting untuk belajar mentertawakan diri sendiri di halaman 20. Yeah,
Okay.
please, Venerable.
So, what is anxiety? Yeah. Anxiety is when we think of things that haven't happened and may never happen and get all afraid that they will happen.
Oke, jadi cemas itu tuh pemikiran tentang sesuatu yang belum terjadi, akan terjadi, dan takut, rasa takutnya muncul seakan-akan itu sudah terjadi.
Now, we've all gotten anxious, but look at your mind when you get anxious.
Nah,
Is
kita
it
tuh pernah cemas. Ya, perhatikan pikiran kamu ketika kamu sedang cemas.
Is your anxiety about something that's happening now?
Apakah kecemasan kamu itu karena sesuatu yang sedang terjadi sekarang?
No, it's always about something that could happen in the future.
Enggak kan? Itu tentang sesuatu yang mungkin terjadi di masa depan.
So we are anxious about something that does not exist at this moment.
Jadi kita cemas kepada sesuatu yang tidak ada di saat ini.
Right?
Betul kan?
Yeah.
Yes.
So is anxiety very realistic?
Jadi cemas itu realistis enggak?
And if you look at what we get anxious about, our minds are creating all sorts of horror stories. Yeah. Oh, there's a pandemic and I'm going to get it. And by tomorrow at 4:00, I'm going to be dead. And then what's going to happen to my children? And what's going to happen to my business? And, I was in the middle of painting a picture and I won't get to paint it. And my whole world is falling apart. And this is terrible.
It could be a long novel, Venerable.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. We're writing a horror story, starring me.
The starring, the director, the lighting, the audio engineer, everything is by us. Okay, let me translate first. Jadi pada dasarnya kecemasan kita itu tuh hasil ciptaan pikiran kita sendiri tentang masa depan. Misalnya lagi pandemik begini tuh kita mikir, aduh nanti gua kena, yang tadi Venerable bilang jam 4 nanti gua meninggal. Terus nanti bisnis saya gimana ya, anak-anak saya gimana ya. Ini saya lagi ngelukis nih, nanti lukisan saya gimana ya. Terus saya bilang, itu kayak novel, dan kita tuh menciptakan cerita-cerita horor. Jadi kita bisa bikin satu film yang lengkap di mana sutradaranya adalah kita, aktor utamanya adalah kita, sound engineer-nya adalah kita.
Okay. So isn't anxiety rather stupid?
Jadi cemas itu agak bodoh ya.
We're getting ourselves all worked up about something that isn't even happening.
Kita semua sibuk ngurusin sesuatu yang bahkan nggak sedang terjadi.
And may never happen.
Dan mungkin tidak akan pernah terjadi.
And even if it did happen, we have resources, internal resources to deal with the situation, and other people can also help us too.
Dan bila itu pun terjadi, maka kita punya sumber daya untuk mengatasi itu, baik secara internal, atau kita punya orang-orang yang dapat membantu kita mengatasi masalah itu.
Okay?
Jadi, oke, ngerti ya?
Oke,
Yes,
semoga
yes.
menjawab pertanyaan dari Ria tadi ya. Ini dari orang yang sama juga ada pertanyaan lanjutan. Jadi ini tolong diterjemahkan ya komoming ya, karena dia tulis bahasa Indonesia. Saya mendengar ada Abhidhamma, Lamrin, Wisuddhimagga. Jadi yang ingin ditanyakan adalah, kadang saya mendengar berbagai ulasan Dharma dari berbagai tradisi. Dan saya menghubung-hubungkan apa yang saya dengar dari berbagai guru, dari berbagai tradisi Buddhis. Bagaimana cara yang tepat? Mohon sarannya.
Venerable, as we know, we have different Buddhist resources. I mean, like, we have the Abhidhamma, we have the Lamrin, we have the Visuddhimagga. So sometimes I heard teaching from those different traditions. And the question is, how can I connect what I have heard from teachers from those different traditions? Please give me your advice.
Okay. When you really study the different traditions in more depth, then you'll see that, for example, Abhidharma topics are taught in the Tibetan tradition, in the Pali tradition. I'm not sure about in Japanese Chan, I don't know there, but there's a Abhidharma school in Chinese Buddhism. You know, many of the topics really are found in all the Buddhist traditions. So if you have the opportunity to learn from many traditions, then you can see how they connect.
Ya, jadi kalau kamu bisa mempelajari lebih secara mendalam lagi, maka ada ulasan-ulasan di dalam tiap-tiap tradisi itu yang sama, dan bagaimana mereka sebenarnya tuh saling terkoneksi.
For example, in the Visuddhimagga, there's a big explanation about the 4 Brahma Viharas. In the Tibetan tradition, we practice these also. So you can learn them from that perspective as well.
Ya, misalnya ajaran tentang 4 Brahma Wihara yang tercatat di Visuddhimagga. Di dalam tradisi Tibet juga kami mempraktekkan hal yang sama. Jadi Anda bisa mempelajarinya dari perspektif Visuddhimagga dan juga perspektif dari agama Buddha Tibet.
The Visuddhimagga has a huge section on how to develop shamatha, or meditative concentration. The Tibetan tradition, the Chinese tradition, they all talk about that subject too.
Juga contoh yang lain adalah tentang meditasi shamatha atau meditasi konsentrasi. Visuddhimagga mengupasnya, ada satu bagian besar yang mengupas hal tersebut, dan hal yang sama juga dapat ditemukan di dalam agama Buddha Tibet dan juga secara tradisi Chinese.
Some people find that at the beginning, it's easier to learn one tradition and stay with it and learn it well, and then go and study with the other traditions.
Ada orang yang lebih memilih untuk masuk dari satu tradisi, mempelajarinya secara mendalam hingga berkelanjutan.
But other people, like at Ekayana, you have teachings from all the traditions, so you can learn those, and you can also ask your teachers, how does this topic relate with what's taught in other traditions?
Atau seperti kita di Ekayana itu ada tersedia berbagai tradisi. Nah, Anda juga bisa bertanya kepada guru Anda bagaimana poin ini, subjek ini terhubung dengan tradisi yang lain.
And Buddhism, one teacher, many traditions will help you understand that as well.
Dan untuk memahaminya dengan lebih baik, Anda dapat baca di buku Satu Guru Banyak Tradisi. Okay.
One
Thank you,
more question.
Venerable. There is a live question from Guachu. Please.
Mhm. Okay. Got you.
Nama budaya Venerable.
Mhm.
Yes, Namo Buddha.
I'm Marvella and I'm from Indonesia. I have a question, and it's about finding the right teacher to help me practice meditating. How can I find the right teacher to help me with meditation? Thank you, Venerable. Because I'm still 16.
You're still 16.
Yes.
Great. It's wonderful that you're interested in the Dharma and meditation when you're young. That's very fortunate. Yeah. What is good to do is, because you want to find a teacher that you really trust and have confidence in.
Yes.
So, yeah. So it's important you can go and listen to a teacher, practice what they teach, you know, go to another teacher, practice what they teach. And when you meet somebody who their manner of teaching, their manner of guiding you in meditation, really, it goes into your heart in a very organic way, a very comfortable way, then you stay with that teacher and keep learning from them.
Oke, jadi pertama-tama bagus sekali ya kamu dari masih muda, kamu sudah tertarik untuk mempelajari Dharma dan bermeditasi. Venerable menyarankan kamu untuk pergi ke satu guru, berlatih bersamanya, dan kemudian juga artinya gini, sama seperti kamu belajar dari berbagai guru, berlatih bersama mereka. Lalu akan ada waktunya kamu memerhatikan cara mereka mengajar dan cara mereka berperilaku dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Nah, pada saat kamu itu nyaman dan cocok dengan satu guru, ya secara alami saja, maka itu dapat kamu pilih menurutnya.
But also,
yes, Venerable.
Mm-hmm. Also, you want to check the qualifications of teachers. Yeah. And see if they have studied a lot, if they have done a lot of practice. You know, really look at some of their students because, yeah, you will become like their students. So you want to, you know, make sure there's a good feeling there.
Ya, kamu juga bisa perhatikan ya murid-muridnya, karena kamu akan menjadi bagian dari murid-muridnya. Bagaimana perasaan kamu terhadap murid-muridnya tersebut.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Venerable. Terima kasih juga Pak Hendra.
Ya, sama-sama. Thank you, Venerable.
Okay, thank you. Venerable, the time is now maybe 11 o'clock in the morning in here, but in USA it's already 9 p.m. So I want to ask you the time limit we have for you to answer the questions, because we have still so many questions in the chat room. So maybe
you know what we can do is, if you want, write all the questions down, and then we can schedule another talk in a few weeks.
Okay.
And then you know, I'd be happy to answer the different questions.
Okay. So I count maybe there's still 6 or 7 questions because we have published in Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram. So there's so many people. So maybe, yeah.
Also, one thing, I'm afraid that if we close the meeting, probably you will lose the chat. So just make sure that somebody copy and paste the questions on notebook. So next time, we will still have the questions. Otherwise, if we end the session, we will lose all the questions. That's what I'm afraid.
Okay.
Thank you. Venerable, I believe we are going to do that. We
Yeah.
have some people standing by on the computer, right? Ada ya yang standby di komputer?
What? Oh, just can't you? She can't copy them. They're in Bahasa, so maybe you can have somebody who copies them.
Okay, we will summarize it and we will translate it to English first, and
Okay.
we will send it to you maybe by email, or we can
Okay.
coordinate later.
Very good.
Okay, so
Okay.
maybe we can finish the talk, maybe, or maybe there's
Yeah.
some closing statements from Venerable,
Yeah.
please.
I'll do a chanting to dedicate the merit, and then I'll say goodbye, and then you can continue with what you're doing. So,
Yes.
so let's be happy that we had the time to spend together and learn the Dharma and rejoice in all the merit we created.
Ya, marilah kita sama-sama bergembira karena pada hari ini kita dapat melakukan kebajikan dengan mendengarkan Dharma. Kita bersukacita dalam kebajikan yang sudah kita lakukan.
And let's dedicate it for the enlightenment of all living beings and for their temporal happiness as well.
Dan mari kita dedikasikan itu untuk penggugahan semua makhluk dan juga kebahagiaan kita.
Due to this merit, may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So thank you for all of you coming, and really very nice to see you again and be with you again. And hopefully we'll be together in person before too long.
Yes, Venerable, thank you so much for teaching us today. And we humbly request your presence again in Indonesia to us to meet and to teach the Dharma again. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Moming. Thanks for translating.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you, Venerable.
Okay. Bye-bye.